and we're going to do an engine run. Tell us just briefly a little bit about the airplane, and then let's run it. Okay?
Okay. Nicolas-Beazley is down in Marshall, Missouri. The plant was built there. It all started with Nicholas was a Marine aircraft mechanic at Great Lakes Naval Air Station. I didn't know it. No Marines had airplanes in World War I, but they did. Comes back, gets back in the car business. He notices a ad for Jenny propellers for 50 cents a piece. Called and got 50 of them. Sold them to the barnstormers for $3 a piece. He called back and wanted 100 of them. They said, oh, the price went up to $1 a piece. Jenny propellers are a great big thing, beautiful piece of woodwork. But the barnstormers were nicking theirs and so forth. And so in that, he found all of the surplus stuff that came out of the end of World War I that all these factories had. And he bought all that at pennies on the dollar and supplied the barnstormers with engines, engine parts, wheels, brakes, fabric, coatings, plexiglass. They called it something else back then, and had a great business going there. Then Lindbergh flies across the ocean in 27, and barnstorming just took off fantastic. And he was just in high cotton selling these parts and pieces. There was no FAA or CAA at that time, so there was no rules on maintenance of these airplanes. And some of them started crashing and killing people. So the CAA, in its infinite wisdom, said, okay, and both the Jenny and the Standard had wooden longerons. Anything with a wooden longeron, you cannot sell a ride in. You can do aerobatics, you can fly it yourself, but you cannot make money giving people a ride. So that kind of blew up the barnstorming as it was progressing. It went more to air show stuff. In that, to answer that, Nicolas-Beazley hired Walter Barley, who was an aeronautical engineer, and they built a NB-3, which was a steel tube fuselage. It was a low wing airplane, aluminum wing, very innovative, but it cost $5,000, and $5,000 during the Depression was a lot of money. So they then went to the NB-8, which I have here. Fairchild had bought 60 of these engines. Their engine is a Armstrong Siddeley engine made in Coventry, England, 5-cylinder, 80 horsepower. They bought 60 of them, and through corporate decisions, they decided not to build it, so they sold 59 of these engines to Nicolas-Beazley. Nicolas-Beazley built this airplane. This one is number 56, getting near the end of the run. They were running out of engines, and so they explored. In this particular airplane, we have every flight that it has made in its lifetime. It was modified to put a Lambert engine on it and run, certifying a Lambert, and then it had a Veely engine put on it and certified that way. And then they took that off and put the Genet back on it and sold it. This airplane was sold to weather demonstration pilots who had people out in Oregon, and they bought it, and it spent most of its life in Oregon. The sheriff's decal on it, we've tried to research it, and he evidently did a search and rescue around Marshall, because it's the Saline County Sheriff that gave him the sticker to put on the airplane. It has spent most of its life out in Oregon, California, and it ended up in Cable Airport right out of LA, and that's where I found it.
Okay, Cam, we want you to get ready, prepare to run the engine.
Okay.
while you're preparing, I want to bring Susan Dusenberry up here. Susan, you'll step up here. Susan is the president of the Vintage Aircraft Association. You guys are prepared, just get ready. Susan, an incredible year we're having already. 1,258 airplanes on the ground in the Vintage Aircraft Association. That's antique, classic, and contemporary. Up by 134 airplanes at the same time last year.
That's correct. We
what's
broke
the math?
we broke records last year for attendance in airplanes and people and volunteers, and we broke last year's record. And right now, last night we were 73% above the norm that we have on Sunday.
Is that incredible? 70. Incredible.
That's right. This morning I heard we have one slot left in the vintage parking. One slot right over here, and they were waiting on the Waco to come in from Broadhead.
Susan, talk to us. Being a member of the Vintage Aircraft Association, there's a lot of neat things in our community. We think we're warm and friendly and fuzzy and all that kind of thing. We think we're the friendliest group.
We are. Vintage is a fun place to be.
And we've got this great magazine that comes out. But if you sign up to be a member here at Oshkosh, right over here, there's a big special deal.
Oh yeah. If you sign up, if you're not a vintage member and you sign up here and you renew here every year, it's a good deal for you. You get discounts, you get certificates. Basically, you could end up with a membership for $10 or even a free membership.
Okay, thank you, Susan. What an exciting year we're about to have, or we're having, and thank you for coming up and saying hello.
Thank you, lady. Y'all enjoy the week.
Okay, Cam. Cam, I'm gonna have you tell them what you're doing as you get ready, or what they're about to see.
What you're about to see is a feature I hope works sometimes. Early on, they did not have electric starters. Took another man to prop the thing. This came out with a feature which is called a booster mag. And if it works, we'll work, and if it doesn't work, we'll prop it and get us going. Let's give it a shot. Good. Try it again. Yep. Okay. It doesn't want to cooperate. The theory of it is that you have two bugs in the rotor, and we have a third mag in the cockpit. It's supposed to give it a fire where it's under compression, got fuel in it, and go. It's a very ticklish operation. We're just learning how to do it. So we're going to go ahead and prop the thing and try to get it going.
blazer in the Nicolas-Beazley. Thank you, Cam. And we,
Sorry it didn't make it on that first shot. It's hot in the bleachers, and we can mess around with it a half an hour and get us good. You got the idea. And that's why they wear goggles, is you get oil coming back that spatters everybody up.
okay, and anybody that wants to talk Nicolas-Beazley, you're going to be right here all week. We're going to run